Welcome back to Native Speaker. Developing paragraph 1 of your report. In previous slides, we've seen how to start your paragraph by saying, here we can see a, or the following is a. They're two very nice phrases that we can use to begin the report. Then we saw the chart type. Here we can see a line graph, the following is a bar chart, here we can see a diagram, etc. Okay? Then we talked about the category focus, verb ing, and the amount. So here we can see a line graph showing. And all of the other verbs here are synonyms of show, but they're all in the ing format. Showing, illustrating, describing, detailing, or focusing on. And then we saw the amounts, the percentage of, the number of, the amount of, the proportion of, and the rate of. And then we said that it would be either a subject and an object, followed by either the present participle, the past participle, and then the object and complement. So, for example, subject, present participle, and object, students using iPhones. If it's active, you put the subject plus verb ing directly, and iPhones. There is no verb in here between these. It's literally the subject and the verb ing. Here it's an active thing. Students pick up an iPhone and use it, as we said in our last presentation. And here now you can see that this is active, so it's verb ing. TV sets do not use themselves, so we must say TV sets used. That's past participle. And the same here with money. Money spent. Money doesn't spend itself, so we use the past participle. By the way, you spend money in a place on a product. That's a commonly misconstrued thing with students. So students often make mistakes with this. So you spend money on a product in a place. And we don't really mind which one is first. So you can spend money in Tesco on shoes, or you can spend money on shoes in Tesco. Okay? The following is a set of graphs, that means group of graphs. Detailing, again, this means show. The proportion of, like the percentage of, the elderly living alone. The elderly is a group focus on old people. So instead of saying old people, you can say the elderly. And here we can see an illustration focusing on the rate of investment made in agriculture in the EU. So that's a quick recap on previous work that we've done already. We've already done this, so that's just to revise what we've been doing to refresh your memory. So you've started paragraph 1 and you're on your way. Now you can comment on how the data is broken down, or comment on the focus of the infographic. Comment on how the data is broken down. Data or data. It has two pronunciations in English. It was originally a British American difference. To be honest with you, the way television works nowadays, everybody is all mixed up, so you can use whichever one you want, data or data. Right, let's look now at how to develop our sentence. So, as is evident from the illustration, as is clear from the chart, as we can see from the graph, as is apparent from the data, and then you'll have a data reference here, the figures, the details, the data, the information, and then you'll say how it's broken down, and then you'll say how many different categories, groupings, or age groups it's broken down into. So over here, as is evident from the illustration. So you can use either evident, clear, or we can see, or apparent here, and you can use illustration, chart, graph, data over here. Okay? As is clear from the chart, you should only say chart if it is a pie chart or bar chart. And as we can see from the graph, you should only say that if it's a line graph, or as is apparent from the data, you should only say, well, you can use that for everything. And it's pretty good, really. Illustration as well can be used for almost everything. So evident, clear, we can see, and apparent, they can all go there. And illustration, chart, graph, and data, they can go here, followed by a comma, of course. Then we're going to say that the figures are broken down into, so figures is plural, countable and plural, so you must say are. The details is countable and plural, so you must say are. But data and information is uncountable, so the data is broken down into, the information is broken down into. This is a very common mistake, so you must be careful on this. So be careful about that. And then you can say into how many categories. So into 3 different categories, into 4 separate groupings, or into 5 discrete age groups. Different, separate, and discrete all have similar meanings. Discrete in English there are two words that are pronounced discrete. This one means separate, different, okay? C-R-E-T-E. The other word is spelt C-R-E-E-T. How can you remember the difference? When I was a boy, I had a very good teacher at school who told me that Crete is a different island in the Mediterranean Sea from Greece. And he said Crete is different from Greece, so discrete, it's separate from Greece. So I always remember that the discrete that has the same spelling as the island Crete is the island, and it means different. So just FYI there, something you should remember, because your computer won't always check that spelling and will allow you to write the other word when you should write this one. Okay. Let's have a look now at how to describe a bar chart. So here you can see a bar chart. It shows maths exam scores in high schools, Canada, 2007, 2010. These are male students, these are female students. So you've seen the data. You can see 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, and you can see the scores from 0 to 100. You can see this is the males and this is the females. So, how can we write a sentence for this? Here we can see a bar chart showing scores in maths exams in Canadian high schools between 2007 and 2010. Full stop. As is evident from the illustration, comma, the data is broken down into two categories, semicolon, male and female, full stop. There you go. Two lovely little sentences. This paragraph has 37 words, so that's 23% of the report completed. And your first paragraph is now done and dusted. Okay, so you need to be able to produce those two sentences. We've seen this one here in previous slides. We also recapped it briefly today. Make sure you get all the small details correct, that you don't miss any of those, because the devil is in the details, certainly. Okay, so that's all from me. The very best of luck, and I'll see you next time.